like,
what's fucking
I don't want to
January?
I don't want to sit there with like, people from East LA eating fucking nachos and get on a little fucking whirly whirl. Like, I don't give a fuck. You really like the Santa Monica Pier?
I love it. I do. But I'm like a Jersey guy.
I can't even you there at
Why?
all. I just can't picture that.
But it's not that I like.
What do you do when you go there? What does Jay Mohr do when he goes to Santa
I go to
Monica
the
Pier?
end of the pier and I realize I'm standing a quarter mile in the ocean.
Why don't you just swim out to that point?
Because I'll drown. A. B. It's January and I don't want to go get fitted for a wetsuit so I can flop around with fucking seals and sharks and go, there's no swimming out to where the pier ends. There's no, it's, oh my God, something bumped up against me. In the summertime, I'm in the water all the time. I'm an ocean guy.
But still, you understand what I mean. Like, didn't you ever have someone come out and go, I want to go see the stars on the Hollywood Boulevard?
That is ridiculous, yes. But I like how you say the stupidest shit they want to do, and you name like the cool, like the Santa, like
that's not the coolest thing ever. Go to Griffith Park. That's cool. Go out in the ocean and
what,
surf.
hand jobs? Like, what are you talking about?
Someone's like to finger bang for nickels, but whatever.
You never said, did you blow a kid when you were young?
No, I told you.
How about I had to write down, did he blow a kid? Yes or no? You never touched cranks?
No, I touched my wiener on another ween one time.
So you took your penis and touched another boy's penis.
Because someone came on the bus.
Yes?
Yes, I did.
How old?
I'm gonna. Oh man. Well, what grade? How old is fourth grade?
8 or 9.
Okay, fourth grade.
Girls don't. I say this on stage. Girls don't do that. You never catch like 2 girls on a sleepover bumping donuts in the rec room. Like, Daddy, get out! You never.
Well, no. Trent Burke got on the bus and he goes,
"Who?
Trent Burke." I'm
Burke?
calling him out right now.
Man, who wouldn't touch that crank? Like that just sound.
He goes, if
Trent
you touch
Burke,
privates,
yes.
He goes, if you touch privates, you can have a baby. If you touch privates, and he didn't really know it meant. Well, first of all, no, it's if a guy touches a girl. Also, it's got to be of age, and you got to be erect, and then you have to ejaculate. We just thought you touch and bam, and we didn't know how long. We didn't know the baby came in 10 seconds, 30. We didn't know
You did it because you wanted a baby with Trent Burke. You were like, this is the guy I want to raise a child with. What? This story's crazy.
I'm like, I want to be with this guy the rest of my life.
So, yeah, back up and explain that.
He just said it, and so the worst part about it was we're in the last.
Something tells me he's never told the story before.
No, I haven't. We're in the last chair of the bus, and so I pull my pants down, and we do it. we do it, and then the next thing you know,
a baby comes out. Like, that's how you're laughing so hard. Like, a baby comes out, and we left it on the bus.
It's much worse.
And Nicole Kidman played us in the movie.
It's much worse, man. My butt is showing through the back window of the bus, and there's a woman driving, and she sees me with my pants from her ankles. She speeds up next to the bus, makes the bus pull over. She gets on the bus, points me out, says, this kid just had his pants down. I got suspended for 11 days. Because they said I was mooning her. But the worst part about it was I had to tell my mom, I wasn't mooning her. I was touching Trent Burke's penis with mine.
But where was Trent Burke?
He didn't get my back at all. Are you kidding me?
No, like, how come she didn't see, like, his bare legs?
Because he was, like, blocked by the bus, and I'm the one right in front of the window in the center aisle. He stayed in his seat. He was smart. And I'm the one going,
So you were the top.
Yes.
You're the one that like went out in the aisle and said, I got this.
I'm like, I'm going to do this.
And he's like, I'll just stay here in my little seat.
Yeah, I was the hedgehog.
Explain to me how you touch weens if you're standing in an aisle of a moving bus and he's still sitting down.
He was on his
like,
he was
how
on his
big
knees.
was his?
He was on his knees on the seat.
Oh my God.
And I was just standing. And we just touched weens, man.
I just laughed so hard I farted. I'm still going. He's on his knees on the seat, and he's like bracing himself with that, that he's got his arm grabbing the headrest of the seat in front of him, and then he's gonna fall over naked.
Yeah, I'm crying. I feel like I'm watching The Pianist.
So somehow. Did you
fuck me, man?
Did they touch?
Yeah, like
And it felt good.
one-eyed Jack to one-eyed Jack.
Was Trent Burke circumcised?
Yes, he was.
And are you?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Are you?
Yes, that's a nice, clean touch him up. That's okay. It's when you got to start peeling it. It takes too long. It's like, look, bro, I just wanted to touch Weens, and you got to like peel yours back. It's like, you have to like unsheath it like a sword. Like I don't know what's going on. Like I'm not into it anymore. If you were a nice, clean, circumcised boy, we would have been done by now.
Yeah. No, when you're uncircumcised, you're like an Alaskan, man. You just got to take everything off just to get anything out. It just makes no sense.
So the lady comes
I have really bad luck with this, though, because she got on the bus and she literally just said, that guy was just showing me his ass.
That guy.
And I'm like, but I wasn't. I wasn't showing you my ass. I was touching his wiener with mine. And like, I tried to stand. I thought that would get me out. Like, I wasn't bothering a woman. I was actually having my first gay experience.
Oh, so you did say.
Oh, I admitted to what I was really doing because I thought I'd get out. I thought like they'd think, oh, well, he was just being a curious little boy rather than a malicious sex offender. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I have bad luck with this shit, man. The reason that I quit drinking a few years ago, do you know about my climactic experience of why I stopped drinking?
You climaxed?
Oh, dude, let me tell you. So I go downtown for a benefit. It was Will Ferrell and like Swartzen and
we'll get back to Con, right?
Say what?
We're going to circle back around to Con.
Yeah, but you're going to love this story.
No, I just have to write it down.
So I went downtown.
This would be a double album for sure.
And, I'm with a lovely lady with kids, and so I've been meeting a lot of other guys with kids.
We should say, for the record, just because it's in the papers, it's Kate Gosselin.
Yes, it's Kate. It's KG. I meet a lot of other guys that have kids and stuff like that, so I'm kind of like in that realm now. I'm like Vince Vaughn in old school. So this is my first time being set up, basically. Like you get set, like my girlfriend wanted me to be friends with her girlfriend's husband. And she's like, you guys should go out and play sometime.
That's the worst.
It was insane. And so we didn't.
You're like, I want to stay home and play with you. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah,
just open your vagina hole over and over.
I want to go back to 837 Gingerwood Court in St. Louis and just keep opening it. I was making it talk too. It was great. We didn't eat dinner and we went straight to this benefit. And I'm just I'm doing shots. I'm doing champagne. I'm doing wine. I'm doing beer. I'm mixing everything. And so I'm blacked out halfway through the concert. And what's been told to me is I walked outside of the Nokia Live Center. And, there's that big courtyard in the Nokia area. And there's literally – that place is still not figured out what it is. Like the demographic there is all over the place.
Yeah.
And so like literally –
Cholos, Japanese people.
What I was going to say, there's a large portion that's just vatos. They're just these guys all wearing Laker jerseys. They can't tell you the starting lineup, but they're wearing Lakers jerseys. You know what I mean? And so they're all out there. And I walked up to my buddy, the guy that I was set up with. I go, yo, Scott, would it be funny if I went around and smacked the asses of these big Mexican cholos? And he's like, yes, it would. So I'm going around smacking asses. And then I'd turn around and they'd turn around and be like, did you smack my ass? And I would just act like I didn't do it. You know what I mean? Finally, I smacked somebody's ass that was fucking pissed off. He was a gay guy and he thought he was offended by it. He calls 911. Cops show up and he can't find me. So he goes, look, I don't know where he is, but he's like 5'8". He has blonde hair. And they go, is he smacking asses right now? And they point across. I'm in the middle going, boom, boom, just smacking people's asses. I swear on my life. They pick me up, throw me in a cop car, and they go, we're going to charge you with sexual assault. I'm sitting there in my car going, this is the worst prank of all time. Like,
wait, time out. In your car or their car?
No, I'm in the cop car.
Okay, you said my car. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, in the cop car.
All right.
So I'm literally sitting there in the cop car, and they're telling me this, and I'm going, guys, no, man, you got to Google me. I'm just a big prankster. Like his con was
horrible.
No, but I'm like trying to get out of it. I'm like, I'm just a prankster.
I know, but if I'm in cuffs, I think I'd rather say like, maybe you saw me in Ides of March. No, the talented Mr. Ripley.
No, you say you're in a cop.
Like,
I'm in
no,
Copland. I was in Copland.
I'm a prankster.
I love cops.
He said I'm a prankster.
Well, because
hold on. There's really nothing the California Highway Patrol loves more than pranksters. Like, oh, we didn't realize you were a prankster.
Sorry.
Well, you know what? We just dropped off Dorf. He was showing us some golf. You got us, man. Are you pranking us now?
Yeah, man. So I asked him to look me up, and one of them did. And then it turned out to be a mistake because then one of them got his cell. One of the cops, I swear on my life, one of the LAPD grabs his phone and starts videotaping me in the back of the car. So now I'm like, oh great, but I know that I'm not some big, I don't think
you're blacked out.
No, I'm starting to. You start coming to when you're a sexual assault. you start like it's like a fucking pot of coffee, dude. You're like, whoa, did I drink tonight? You got to be kidding me! Like, so I'm just like sitting there, and I'm crying, and I'm begging them. So they take me to jail, and then a cop comes over and talks to me. He goes, "Look, we looked at the tapes, and for the most part, the guys that you did it to were laughing afterwards, and they knew it was you, and they walked away. You just offended one person. He doesn't want to press charges." He's like, "But have you ever thought about not drinking?" And I just sat there, and for the first time in my life, I'm like, man, so many people I know have stopped drinking, and I've made fun of them. But then I've had a lot of friends that their life has gotten better. I'm like, fuck it, I'm done. So I just quit.
You just stopped.
Yeah.
That was the night you stopped.
Yeah.
So, but you're still banging out the Vicodin on the regular.
No. God, no. No.
Every once
2
in a
years,
while,
4
I would
months
see you
sober.
at the Laugh Factory, and I'd be like, how you doing? You go, oh, man, Vikings are in town? I feel like, right, you said to me once, I think you said, you said, the Vikings are in town. I got to get this right. And who was the guy that was on the show with you that looked like Piven?
Zach Johnson.
Great, very talented guy.
Very funny, yeah.
Zach and you were standing outside the Laugh Factory, and you looked a little lost, not drunk, just like zzz, 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 zzz,
Yeah.
like there was a little beehive around your head. And I go, what's going on?
Like
You go,
Pigpen.
yeah, a pig pen. You go, Vikings are in town, Matt. I feel like fucking Jamie Foxx and Ray. That's what you said. And it took me a second. I go, oh, the Vikings are in town.
Yes.
And you're on, okay.
Yeah.
What was the most Vicodin you took, like when you were on full up, like holy shit, I have a problem? What was your number that you took daily?
Maybe like 12.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to hear something pathetic? When I had a problem,
Oh, you
with
were terrible. You were terrible at everything. You didn't do like one beer. It was like Jay's like, oh, I had 3 beers. I had 2 Vicodin.
No,
half a
booze. I would go. I just didn't stop. I would just keep going and going and going until like I fell in my bed. In fact, it took me about a week to learn how to fall asleep because I was so used to passing out.
Yeah.
That when I quit drinking, I was just laying in bed like, what? So how do you do this?
Yeah.
I'm used to just going blop. 1.5 Vicodin was enough for me to change to become like a completely different personality.
Really?
Like just an abrasive fucking.
Oh, I was a jerk on it. I was an absolute jerk.
And I used to, like, we'd both be on Vicodin and we'd be doing comedy clubs together. And we just, before we went on stage, we'd be yelling at each other like fucking Sting and
Sting and Andy Summers.
Yeah, like we're just yelling about time, like about nothing.
Poor Segura's Stuart Copeland going, what's wrong with you guys? Like,
yeah, he doesn't want. Segura wants no trouble.
Yeah.
It's Kingfisher now. I don't want to go in the water.
I love that guy.
I remember we were at the Ontario Improv. You were emceeing, and then it was Segura and me, and then you were dating Anna
Kendrick.
Okay,
I don't care.
Academy Award, inexplicable Academy Award nominee, and like the one that really makes you go like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And Sofia Vergara, like, you go, I don't get. Are these awards for doing your job well?
Yeah.
Or is this the Academy Award? Ever since Felicity Huffman lost for Transamerica, that like Goodfellas lost to Dancing with Wolves, you go, it's horrible, but it's
Dude, Gary Sinise won because of a CGI performance for Forrest Gump over Samuel L. Jackson in fucking Pulp Fiction. I mean, suck my dick.
Strike down on me with great vengeance.
In furious anger.
But when you go back, like there's always in the Oscars been like such shenanigans, like Raging Bull lost to Ordinary People. But at least when you watch Ordinary People, there's a visceral response. You go, this is painful to watch. It's so amazing.
Oh, the mom and that. What's her name? Mary Tyler.
Yeah, like how Donald Sutherland and like Judd Hirsch is
yeah.
Like at least like you go, all right. And Dancing with Wolves, you go, you know what? I get it at the time. It was like huge open spaces. Yeah. And when anybody's ever Kevin Costner covered in wolf piss jumping around.
When everyone's like, Good Will Hunting really deserved it. I'm like, oh, you mean Ordinary People too? Like it was just Judd Hirsch and that little boy over again. It's literally Ordinary People too.
I never thought about that.
It really is.
But there's always like, yeah. But even that, you go, I understand. Like Shakespeare in Love. Sorry if you couldn't hear Matt on mic. Saving Private Ryan lost to Shakespeare in Love. But even that, you go, I can understand at the time like they swung for the fences. Like they redid fucking Romeo and Juliet, modern day. Like they're on like the West 4th Street basketball courts with Mercurio somehow. Like they swung for the fence. There's a long drive. Shakespeare in Love wins the Oscar. Oh, poor Tom Hanks.
One time we were at a pitch meeting. Me and Jay were pitching a sketch show, and Jay would always
real quick. Yeah, but like Felicity Huffman for Transamerica. There is zero you will never, if you had flow charts and Venn diagrams of why Reese Witherspoon won for playing Johnny Cash's wife, and she did great. This is nothing against.
You're right. It doesn't make sense.
But Felicity Huffman's playing a guy. She's a woman playing